Harrington Nursery School is an 80-place local authority maintained nursery school welcoming children from the ages of 2 and 3 years old. We pride ourselves on our inclusivity and the opportunities that we provide all children, enabling them to broaden their experiences and find out more about the world around them. We work closely with local agencies and education professionals to ensure that our practice is constantly developing, enabling us to deliver the best possible outcomes for the children in our locality. At Harrington, we're committed to offering an inclusive curriculum to ensure the best possible progress for all of our children, whatever their needs or abilities. We're part of a multicultural, diverse community, which means we have a huge opportunity to celebrate who we are and where we all come from. All of our families are made to feel welcome from before the child even starts nursery. From that first phone call, we do our very best to make sure everybody feels valued and part of our school community. We prioritise communication with our parents, making sure that they know how their children are getting on and the things that they're doing. We find happy parents mean happy children. Because many of our parents speak lots of different languages, we have to think of different ways to communicate everything with them. Class Dojo and Google Translate really help us with this. Our staff have also recently taken up BSL training to help us to communicate with more families. Many of our children come to us with very little English or no English at all, so it's really important that we get them to start speaking and talking and feeling comfortable with using the English language, and we do this in lots of different ways. We use widget symbols around the nursery to help to show the children the actions that go alongside the vocabulary that we're using. It really helps them to see what they should be doing at different times. Supporting children with special educational needs can be quite tricky in a mainstream environment, but if you get it right, it's one of the most rewarding elements of the job. At Harrington, we work really hard to make sure that we get it right for every child in our care, and there are some key things that we do that help us to do this. We spend lots of time getting to know the family and the child really well. We talk to the parents especially about the things that the child likes and doesn't like, and the things that work well at home to see if those strategies can work in nursery as well. We source specific resources that the children enjoy and like, so that we know that there's something that will always calm them and an activity they can go to if they're ever feeling distressed. After we observe the child and we talk to the parents, we make sure that we have lots of evidence to help us to put in referrals to the correct professionals for some help. Keeping accurate records is really important particularly if you're working with children with additional needs. Keep a record of everything and make sure that it's easily accessible. We support our parents and involve them in their child's learning, letting them know what they've been doing in nursery and how they can help them with things at home. We help them with problems that they also might be having at home with things like eating and sleeping, giving them advice that we've taken from other professionals. There's a wealth of research and guidance on the internet that can help us to support pupils with special needs in our mainstream settings. Things like the EEF can really help us to know what to do next and can help us to find relevant CPD to support our staff to help the children. When we know which schools our children will be moving to, we work really closely with the Senko at the new school and with the teachers and the classes the children are going to be joining to make sure that they know as much about the child as they can to prepare their school for the child. We do meetings together with parents and we share all of our graduated response to make sure that the school can continue to meet the children's needs from day one. We support our families in lots of different ways here at Harrington, but first and foremost we make sure that they feel welcome and safe and secure with us so that they know that they can always ask us for any help or anything that they might need. As many of our families also have English as a second language, we make sure that all of our resources are available in a range of languages so that there isn't a barrier for anybody to be able to access everything. We use Class Dojo as a tool to communicate what we're learning here in school and to give messages and newsletters to our parents that can be easily translated. We also have an in-house clothing bank and a food bank, which is there to help parents as and when they need it. During holiday periods, we provide the children with goodie bags with activities in so that they continue their learning at home. The EEF tells us that there are 2 well-evidenced strategies which we can use moment by moment to improve children's enjoyment and achievement in the early years. And best of all, these 2 strategies are already part of everybody's practice. They are back and forth conversation with children to promote their communication and extend their thinking and learning, and using scaffolding so that children can succeed in a task which might currently be too difficult for them to do on their own. These 2 approaches are at the heart of high quality interactions which promote children's learning. They're underpinned by warm, caring relationships and interactions, and in turn they can promote children's well-being and mental health. The research evidence tells us that developing these high-quality interactions is crucial to every aspect of practice in the early years. High-quality interactions with children are a guiding principle for all effective professional development in the early years, and you can find out more about this in the EEF Guide to Effective Professional Development in the Early Years. Continuous provision might look different across different settings, but there will be elements of it that are very similar. Continuous provision describes all of the provision areas that children can use throughout the day, and within each of the areas there should be a core range of resources that children can use all of the time throughout the whole year. This is then enhanced throughout the year with different things which might link to certain stories or topics and give more interest to the children. Guidance from Early Excellence suggests that the well-planned learning environment would encourage children to follow their own interests and express their own ideas. Being able to see the resources that are on offer helps the children to put their ideas into practice. Being consistent with zones and areas in your classroom and the carefully selected resources that you use help children to know where things belong, so that tidy up time also becomes a learning experience rather than a big rush at the end of the session. Planning for outdoor learning is just as important as inside, and lots of consideration needs to go into what you're offering and why. Offering children experiences beyond what they would normally experience at home is a really important part of what we do here at Nursery. It really helps with their personal development and helps them to see that the world's much bigger than what they've seen before. They're very young children and they're learning so much in such a short space of time, and we feel really proud of everything that we offer to the children in our care.